Guess what, guys? It's finally our turn. This is the ZEEKR 7X Performance. Our turn for a test drive, so come with me. Let's go. So the colour we've got here is, of course, in forest green, the best colour. It is a black interior. Look at that, so nice. Orange brakes as well. Big fat brakes. 265/40 R21. This is the colour of choice for sure in my eyes. So let's set up the cameras and let's go for a drive. So as you know, in the performance spec, you've got these buttons to open the door right there and there. And so let me step aside and show you. So there's nothing here, so it's actually opened up the entire way. So let's close that. And let's test it as I stand over here. Look at that. So obviously it hasn't hit me at all. So I'll show you again. So I'm just standing literally here. So I'm going to push it. 3, 2, 1. It's pretty good. And let's look up here. So this is fairly tight. It's not bad. So just stepping in the car. Alright, we're in the car at the moment. I've just set up the heads up display, and this is basically what you see from right to left. Let's go for a drive and I will show you everything in more detail. But how exciting. I'm very comfortable, by the way. These soft Napa leather seats, yeah, they definitely are very supportive and very comfortable. Alright, so first things first, I have just gone into the driving settings. Acceleration is standard, regen, strong, steering mode, comfort, air suspension we will set to standard, damping mode we will go to standard as well. Actually, let's just go comfort, and then yeah, so just regen strong and everything else in comfort. Ride height is standard, one pedal driving is on, and let's just navigate close by somewhere. So I've adjusted the seats. So for this car in particular, let me see, at 86% it is 469 kilometers. Okay, so let's go. And we've got a little camera button over here, 360 degrees, which you point that and it shows everything here, which is absolutely amazing. So here it is, ZEEKR 7X, let's go. So comfort, first things first, this is like so soft, as expected. And let's turn out here now. If you're not sure on how good or bad the cameras are, well, let me show you the cameras here. Look at that, absolutely amazing. Now, even though I do have one pedal driving on, I did have to step on the brakes just then, but extreme minor thing. And these seats are actually very long, so they're actually supporting my legs all the way down over here to under my knees. So very impressed so far. And the heads up display is very busy, lots of information on it. I'll have to see if I can get you all a video. Okay, so indicator on the left. I'm just going to fast forward this part so you don't have to wait with me. Just remember, everything is in comfort mode, with exception to regen is on strong. So let's go out and let me turn off these cameras to see where we're going. So I'm using Google Maps at the moment, and the directions are showing up on the heads-up display, and I've also got directions talking to me in the speakers behind me. Steering so far, as I said, very soft. Let's plant it a little bit. Doesn't go far. It is comfy, so not too bad so far. Pretty impressed. Definitely really quiet. And I've just stepped on the brakes just to be extra safe. Okay. So let me turn off navigation volume. I am finding that the display here in front of me is a little dim, but it may be in the settings somewhere. Suspension wise, very good. There's a little bumpy on the right. Let's drive over that. Yep, it just ate that for breakfast. Yeah, these bumps are no problems at all, for sure. Okay, I thought I could potentially come here to record some content for you to show you the car, but it looks like an extremely busy park, so clearly not. So I went through that at about 25 kilometers an hour, I think it was, and look, it didn't hurt. It did have a little thump, but overall I think it's been pretty good. Again, just remember, everything, as I said, is in pretty much comfort mode. That was a warning to say, watch out for that car. And I think I should get out of these tight streets so we can open it up a bit. But either way, it's a good test for the car so far. So that was at about 27 kilometers an hour, and yeah, he didn't hurt too bad, to be honest. All right, let's see. Let's get to the 40 k's an hour, and let's see if there's any delay. So remember, all comfort mode. 3, 2, 1. Little bit of a delay. But when you're already driving, when the car's already moving and you step on it, it's not too bad. I'm finding that because I've got the heads-up display and the digits are actually being displayed really, really big, I'm actually not even looking at this bit here. And remember, as I said, I have just taken the car as it is. Haven't had a chance to check settings, display, anything, as a matter of fact. Alright, so I've driven the car for a couple of minutes in comfort mode for pretty much everything, with exception to regen. So, what's my thoughts? I think they've made the car really, really refined, to be honest. I don't feel the bumps at all. With this air suspension, I think it's managed pretty well. The indicators, as you may have all seen and heard in reviews, it is on the louder side, but I mean, look, I'm not playing music at the moment, and realistically 99.99% of the time I am playing music, so I think I'd rather hear it than not hear it, because there's been other cars I've driven in the past where I've genuinely felt that the volume for the side indicators were just like almost non-existent. So I actually felt that was a bit dangerous, so I actually prefer to be able to hear it. In terms of the heads-up display versus the display over here, I basically see most of the things here as I do over there, but I'm not finding that I'm actually even looking at it much. So the display here seems a bit dim, and I don't know if it's in the display settings or not, but I'm finding, because I'm looking at the heads-up display, and the maps are coming through on there as well. I'm not really looking at it at all, as in this display, so I think it's okay. Alright, so I've been driving around for about the past 5-10 minutes. Acceleration on comfort, steering on comfort, air suspension standard, damping comfort. I think at this point in time I'm going to switch everything to the opposite end, onto sport and stiffen everything, because we know that from a damping side of things and the steering side of things and everything, it's all very soft and it can absorb. Look, driving through a bit of these hilly type areas, you do feel that the car does get a little wavy. Alright, so on this place up here, let's turn on our cameras and let's see how good this is, because in some of our other cars, i.e. our Teslas, we don't have good cameras. So look at that, I'll go through slowly. You can manage that very, very easily. Love it. Well done. Alright, so as I said, we've driven it in comfort. It's all good, but you're here and you want to know about sports mode. So, sport mode, sport mode, sport mode. Alright. So let's head out and let's see how we go. Yeah! That's more like it. Sport mode all day long. I've got no idea where I'm going to, by the way. French's Forest and to the city, turn left. Yeah, okay, sure, let's do that. Let's turn a bit more. Was that a bit wavy? A little wavy. You did feel a little bit of body roll, but it was still okay. So, sports mode, everything. How is it going? Pedal sensitivity is okay. Is it manageable in terms of driving to the speed limit? Yes. I'm currently doing 59, 60, 59, 60. It's not too bad. It is obviously more sensitive than being in comfort, but I can definitely maintain speed at 60 k's an hour very easily. There is no issues there. Definitely stiffens up a lot more. I did feel that those bumps a bit more. Regen's quite good. This is a fairly smooth road. I want to see if there's any bumps on the roads or anything, so I can kind of give you my view on how it's going. Now, while we're driving here, let me talk you through visibility. So, front, totally fine, really good. Hopefully you can also see from this camera over here that you can see the car bulges on the sides. So I feel like I can actually see over. It's not too bad, it's actually pretty good in terms of visibility. Am I on the highest setting on the car? I am currently sitting on the highest setting for sure on the car. And I feel like, look, it feels quite decent. I don't feel like I'm too high off the ground, and I can definitely see okay. Rear vision is actually not too bad as well. No complaints over there. It is a little bit restricted, if I can be honest. It does remind me sort of like the ZEEKR X. The two side seats, the headrest do block a little bit of vision, but for the most part I can definitely still see through there. I do know that you do have the camera button over here that you can only push actually at lower speed, so it does limit you to 30 k's an hour. I thought you could actually just push it to see the back. The side mirrors are really good. There's no complaints from me in relation to that, and they do look really good. They are the frameless ones that ZEEKR, or the ZEEKR group, are well known for, or the Geely group, sorry, I should say. And yeah, of course, you've got nice sunlight that's coming through here at the moment, and you do have electronic blind in this variant, in this top spec variant, so I can close that. I'm not going to do it now because my camera is here and I don't want to knock it off potentially. And look, steering wheel's pretty good. I can hold it up here, I can hold it on the side with this square, circle, squircle shape. Yeah, it's quite comfortable, and I feel like I'm definitely just holding it at 10 and 2 for the most part. But overall, like, good side steering wheel. It feels, how should I say, it probably feels harder and more on the plastic side as opposed to soft leather that's like squishy. So it's on the harder side for sure. Hear that? So for me, like, I would think that this is actually very durable for the years to come. But if you were after something that's like extremely soft and grippy, this is not it. It's not like suede or Alcantara or anything like that. I really want to show you the heads-up display. Like, it's really good. So it actually looks like cars as opposed to like boxes in the pictures. I can also see the sensors going off, like the parking sensors recognizing that there's cars close by. I can see them. I can see all the different lanes. And the best thing of all, the speedo is huge. I really will try get you a video of the heads-up display. Really good. But again, I will have to, as I said, check the display settings because I can't really see this section down here. It's a bit dim, or maybe it's just a reflection because I've got this on as well. But either way, look, pretty happy with that. Look, if we had maps also over here, I think that's also quite decent. But just remember, when you do set the maps, it does also show out the heads-up display, so it kind of makes it redundant looking at this screen. The screen does sit a little bit lower. You do have aircon that is really good. That's blasting up here right in my face, so I'm really happy with that. What's my aircon settings on? I don't even know. 19.5 for this side, and that side is 16, which I've put to 17. So 19.5 degrees. On fan speed, what is it? Fan speed 1. Okay, so credit where credit's due. Fan speed 1, and I feel cold air at me. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take that back. That's very good. Yeah, thinking about it more, like, one of the things that I didn't like a lot about our current Model Y, which is now technically the older Model Y, is the fact that we don't have good aircon. It's not amazing, I've said that before, but this one here on fan speed 1, it's pretty good, really good. I'm actually feeling like it's literally cold air blowing at me. Now, for the other thing I wanted to mention around visibility, the one thing that I do miss is a side camera or blind spot camera when we're driving. Like, if I'm indicating left, I won't see anything. Like, no camera pops up unless on low speed. I did see there was a 360 that pops up, but it doesn't show you the blind spot specifically. That's the only call out I have so far. So remember, still in sports mode at the moment. It's extremely bright. Let's see how good these are. Not bad. Big cover. Can you extend? No, you can't extend further out, but at least they work from this side, so that's pretty good. Alright, few bumps there, so definitely felt that. It definitely did feel like a stiffer car, I can tell you that, on sports mode. Alright, let's head back to Chatswood. Feel a bit of body roll there. It's definitely not a stiff car, and that was just kind of accelerating slowly through there, you definitely do feel a bit of the body roll. You can definitely feel the air suspension working and the damping working hard to keep the car balanced and refined. It is a little bit on the wavier side. Look, if I had to give you all a comparison for what this car feels like, I would say this car, even in this sports mode now, is probably more on the comfort side. It's very capable for sure, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely not sports car stiff side of things. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of what I mean. Now, for the ones that have had a Tesla Model Y performance, or you've got the original Model Y and you're thinking of jumping ship to this ZEEKR 7X performance, and I'm talking about the previous Model Y performance because the new one's not here as yet. This here on sports mode is nowhere near as stiff as the Model Y performance. It's probably on par to, I guess, our Model X also with air suspension, but it's nowhere near as stiff as sports cars. Nowhere near that. So if you want a comfortable ride and you want a car that goes, and you are considering the jump, then by all means, that's okay, because I know the previous Model Y had a lot of complaints for people saying the suspension is too stiff. Now, me personally, I like it. I like having a harsher ride because, I mean, I'm used to it as well. But from a comfort side of things, I think this one does definitely tick a lot of the boxes. Oh, and that acceleration is pretty linear. Fingers crossed we can get a red light somewhere so we can just launch it off the lines so I can show you. But I can tell you that, you know, if I slow down a little bit and I'm just going to put my foot down, let's see if there's a lag or a delay. Right, so we're just doing like 50 something now. It's a 70 zone, 3, 2, 1. Microsecond of a delay, and you're going. But if you already have your foot on the accelerator and you step on it, there is no delay at all. The throttle does hang a little bit at the end as soon as you let go for like a microsecond. And by the way, I'm not saying that that's an extremely bad thing about this car, and I'm not complaining or whinging, so don't get me wrong. I'm just giving you feedback coming from literally just driving my Tesla Model Y performance just before this, in comparison to this. So overall, my thoughts in terms of driving, let me give you the summary. I've tried comfort mode, I've tried sports mode. Now remember, this is like 30 minutes of driving tops, right? Thereabouts. Comfort mode is extremely soft. I think a lot of people will probably like comfort mode realistically, because there's not too much that you need to kind of feel with the car. You know, you turn, the car turns. You want to go left, the car goes left. And the damping and everything, I think it works really, really well. None of the speed humps hurt realistically. Like, I've gone over speed humps. Usually I never go at even 20 kilometers an hour. I just crawl over them. But this car, I can definitely confirm, eats them for breakfast. So no issues there. And then in sports mode, look, it's more of the refined sports is what I'm going to say. And just remember that this is pitched as a luxury tech type vehicle. It's not supposed to be a sports car, but it is the performance spec. So one would expect that it has the performance to back it, which it absolutely does if they say it can go 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds. Am I comfortable? Yes, very, very comfortable, but we'll get to that in a moment because I know you all want to know about the drive. And then in terms of stiffness, you can definitely feel in sports mode the steering wheel getting stiffer. But again, I'll come back to the comparison to the Tesla Model Y performance, or the outgoing one, and they're not in the same bucket. The Tesla is way stiffer. So if you like a ride where you feel really, really connected and really stiff ride, then that's probably something for you. But for this one, it's definitely more refined and it's much softer in terms of feel. And yeah, to that point, for what I said earlier on, in terms of how stiff this is, nowhere near like even our old Volkswagen Golf R or any of your BMW M cars or other sports cars, or even our Tesla Model Y Performance. This is much softer in sports mode compared to all of that. So now let's talk comfort. So I've spoken about everything else around visibility and everything. So from a comfort side of things, honestly, I've had cooling seats on the entire time and I cannot fault the comfort. I am really, really, really happy. All right, red light. Performance car. Performance spec. You know what that means? Do it for the viewers. $53 an hour. You saw how quick we launched. Not much lag. It just went. It pulled. Obviously not to 100 k's an hour. We didn't break the speed limit. We were way under the speed limit. You can see that again on replay. Scroll back, have a look. But car pulls. Pretty happy with that. It definitely did not feel like it was going to pull my face off. But it did move. This is a big car, and this car can move. Let me confirm that for you, don't worry. And also obviously because it's an EV, they've controlled everything really well. You haven't had to worry about things like wheel spin and everything. The one thing I will note though, as a part of the drive, is that even though it's on auto hold, and it's on one pedal driving, I have found that you still do need to put your foot on the pedal, on the brake pedal that is, to come to a complete stop. Now that's potentially a normal thing, but coming from a family where we have 2 Teslas, I don't use the brake pedal at all unless I really have to. So that's just a call out. So if you're jumping from a Tesla into one of these cars, then you may notice that you do still have to step on the brakes on a couple of occasions at least. But coming from a normal car, I think it's actually acceptable. All right, so we have gone for a pretty good drive to get to know the car. I'll have to show you the exterior, interior, everything at a later time. However, final thoughts to wrap everything up. Let's talk about driving. So driving, I've tried comfort mode, I've tried sports mode. The long story short is the car is extremely capable. In comfort mode, it is truly comfortable. It eats speed humps for breakfast. It doesn't hurt at all. Steering wise, it definitely can go on the lightest side in that really light comfort mode, and you really don't feel anything at all. Like, it's literally, you could technically steer it with fingers. In sports mode, it is much more better. You definitely do feel more connected to the car, but at the end of the day, comparing it with our current Tesla Model Y, what I can confirm is that the car is definitely on the softer side. Definitely nowhere as stiff, and don't forget this car has air suspension as well. So if you hate your Tesla Model Y, your original one, and you are looking at jumping into this one, I can confirm that you will be very, very happy. There's definitely that. The air suspension works really well, but overall, in sports mode, it still does feel a little bit wavy. You can feel the air suspension and the car damping system work all very well. And yeah, so we did have this all, actually also I should mention, on standard height. I did not touch the height to make it low or very low at all, so I can't comment on that, but at standard height, the car did perform pretty well. So I thought that was actually pretty good. And yeah, what else can I say? So that was the driving side of things. Then I want to tell you about the comfort. So obviously with Nappa leather, it's got also it's got cooling seats, it's got heated seats, it's also got massage seats. Massage seats are pretty good. It's obviously nowhere near as good as a actual massage chair, but you definitely can feel it, so I think that's just a bonus. I don't think I'd be using it every day. Cooling seats though, haha, you've got me there, ZEEKR. That is very good. I'm very comfortable. And the aircon, you know, well done. 19.5 degrees, I've had it on the entire time. Fan speed level 1, and I am genuinely almost feeling cold. So that goes to show how good this is. And for argument's sake, I am actually just going to blast it on fan speed, whatever it is, which I think it's like 10 here. That's nuts. Yeah, that's, you'll be happy. Let's just put it that way. You will be happy. The audible noises from the car though, the indicators was quite loud, but like I said, if you're going to play music, much of a much, I'd rather hear that the indicator's on than not hear it at all. Happy for you to comment down below and let me know, but I'd prefer to hear the indicators and not hear it on at all, and then I'm the one driving down the street with the indicators on, flashing left for like 5 kilometers. And yeah, visibility, everything was good, no issues. I just really want to show you the heads-up display, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. So here is a good real-world example of why a electric sunshade does wonders. If not electric, even a manual sunshade. Look at me right now. There's the sun shining directly on me. Oh, it's really bright. I've got my camera mounted here, so unfortunately I can't close the sun blind, so taking one for you all. But what I want to show you here, look ahead. This is why I always harp on about throttle response, because in peak hour traffic in the hills we have lots of roundabouts, as you can see, up forward, and if you can imagine the amount of cars, you really need to be on point to have a car that you can get through all the roundabouts quickly. So we're seeing how this car handles all of that. So I've got the settings on sports, everything sport, stiff settings, low settings, you name it, and would want to just make sure it's going good. And so far I know it's not peak hour traffic, but cars perform really well. No complaints. I probably wouldn't want to be driving in comfort mode though, to be honest, through these roundabouts, because the delay in, it's not just this car, it's pretty much in almost every EV. But yeah, you can see all these roundabouts, pedal response is key to being number one. And just like that, we are at the end of all of the roundabouts for now. Okay, so let's wrap up this video. So where should we start? So let's start off first thing with pricing. So this car is how much? Roughly $80,000 drive away in Australia. I know there was an original special promotion at the start to have cheaper, or included actually, colours, interior colours and exterior colours. I know that was ending, so I don't know the specific pricing as yet. I'm not too sure if it has been announced, but either way the car is circa $80,000. I personally think it's a bang for buck, especially considering all the luxuries you have, and like the seat comfort, like it's on another level. Honestly, you should I highly recommend you sit in this and you go check it out yourselves. I think it's absolutely amazing. Real bang for buck. I honestly mean it. For the performance and for what it does, I think absolutely really good. Let's talk visibility as a first thing. So I'm on the highway at the moment. I'm seated, I think, in the highest position. I don't feel like I'm way too high off the bottom of the seat, and I feel like visibility isn't compromised looking forward. I feel like I've got a really, really good view, and hopefully I've reflected that in my camera in the video over here. I think it should show up fairly well. I know it's pointing a little bit to the side, but hopefully you kind of see what I mean. What else? So visibility on the sides, I think, is not an issue at all. I think they're not overly large side mirrors, and look, they dip down also on reverse. You can set both to dip down on reverse, so I think that is a very, very big plus. And then rear visibility is look, I wouldn't say compromise, but it is a smaller window to look through, and looking through the back you can definitely see 3 headrests. So if you don't like that, well, too bad, like that's what it is, but you can definitely see it. It's not as bad as I guess the sport coupe style cars where you have even smaller windscreen to look through, but either way, that's that. I thought you'd be interested in the visibility side of things. In terms of comfort and ergonomics, cooling seats, Napa leather, I think this is definitely the one to go. It's really soft, it's really comfortable. Unfortunately, there isn't any controls for bolsters, even though this is a performance spec. Not the end of the world, but comfort is more important, right? So, you know, it's a really hot day today. My back's not burning. I've got the ventilated seats on. Aircon works well. I'm really comfortable. And with the 3-zone climate control, I think you'll keep everyone happy. The driver, the passenger, and the rear, everyone is going to be happy. So it's a very big win for me. The massage seats is, I guess, just a bonus. I don't think it's a game changer, for better use of words. But yeah, so from a comfort side, it's really good. And don't forget, this car has air suspension, so we're on the highway at the moment, and it is holding up pretty well. You can feel it adjust and everything, but yeah, no complaints from me. Overall, it does the job. It's very comfortable. If you want a comfortable car, this could be it. If you want a sports feel, this could do it. If you want a race car feel, then no, this is not a race car. So unfortunately, that's where it will, I guess, fall short, for better use of words. The 0 to 100, we did hit, well, on paper it says 3.8 seconds. This did do it in 3.81. So it definitely is possible, and it is a car that lives up to its words. And that was with the 1 foot rollout off. So kudos to them, because if you do keep it on, then it's probably a 3.4 second car or thereabouts. Either way, that's the acceleration side of things. And then what else was it? Space, storage and everything. I think realistically, boot space is quite decent. You've got storage underneath as well. Front space, if there is front space, it's on the smaller side, especially with the all-wheel drive model because of the front motor. If you wanted the most space in your front and you wanted to use for actual storage, then don't get the performance spec. Get the other variants that do have the single motor, because they are the ones that will give you more space. Either way, oh, and also the main thing, charging. How could I forget about charging? So it's confirmed to work at Tesla V4 superchargers. We've just charged at 82 kilowatts, which is fantastic. Not fantastic for 82 kilowatts, fantastic that it works, because that means that you're guaranteed, because Teslas have, I guess, the lowest outage rates for chargers. And so that's why I'm saying it's great from an accessibility side of things. But AC charging, this is the king. There's not many cars that in Australia can do 22 kilowatt AC charging. None at this $80,000 price point, brand new. So this 22 kilowatts for me, this is what's important. I think that's a wrap for this video. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop it in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you for anything you want to talk about in relation to this car. I have absolutely enjoyed my time with the car. It's been great. And yeah, so let's take the conversations to the comment section. As I said, if you've got any questions, let's talk there. Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe for more content, and we'll see you soon.